everybody. Welcome back to my studio. My name is Kelly Baily. I own and operate Kelly Baily Wellness, and we're going to do a workout today. Now, this is one of my favorite workouts. It's one of the ones I always do for my intermittent fasting groups, and I love it for a couple of reasons. The first one being that I started, the warm-up is several different body weight exercises. So if you're a total beginner, take yourself through the warm-up and then forget the rest of the workout. So for those of you who are intermediate to advanced, the beginner workout is going to serve as our warm-up. But if you're a beginner, you need to kind of meet yourself where you are. So we're gonna start with a very beginner workout that is gonna serve as our warm-up for those of us who are gonna continue on with the workout. The other reason I love this workout is because we're going to get to play with reps and weights. So for those of you who are going to continue with the intermediate advanced workout, you're going to want to have, if you have access to 3 different weight sets, you're going to want a set that's heavy, you're going to want a set that's a little bit sort of in between, and then you're going to want a set that's light. So, and we're going to play with a little bit of rep work too. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to do our warm-up. We're going to do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 crunches, 10 hip extensions, 10 lunges, and we're going to do that 3 times through, and I will explain as we go along through the first circuit. So, squats is you're going to be going down, and what I want you to pay attention to is pushing the hips back. Sometimes it can be helpful to put something behind you, and that's going to give you something to aim for. This is your proper squat technique, so keeping the chin up, knees are out over the toes, weights towards the back of the foot, almost like you're about to sit down on something. So let's go ahead and do 10 of these. There's 1, 2, make sure you're breathing, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I like to drop my chin, keep your chin up, 8, 9, and 10. We're gonna go to push-ups. If you are a total beginner, you can do push-ups against the wall. So your feet are gonna be slightly back. You'll put your hands on the wall. Forehead will go to the wall. Your elbows will bend and you'll push off. If you're a little more advanced than that, you can put a mat or a yoga mat on the floor, and you can do push-ups from your knees. If you are more advanced than that, you can do a full push-up from your toes. So just make sure you're getting full range of motion through your shoulder. Beyond that, I am going to do push-ups from my knees today because I am not trying to totally wear myself out before we get into the main workout. So let's do 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, you're gonna flip over on your mat onto your back. If you're a beginner, you're gonna keep your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor, and you're just gonna crunch and reach up towards your knees. If you're a little more advanced than that, you can put your feet in the air, and you're gonna start with your arms overhead, so reaching up towards your shins. So let's go ahead and do 10 here. There's 1, 2, ideally breathing out, 3 as you come up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, push that low back into the floor, 9, and 10. All right. Put both heels on the floor. Try and get them real close to your rear end. Hands are going to be out to the side for support. You're going to push through the both heels, and you're going to push your hips up. So this is your hip extension. You're going to do 10 of these. There's 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're breathing. 4, 5. I keep my toes off the floor. 6, so that I make sure I'm pushing through my heels. Try not to push yourself backwards. Just push the hips up. There's 9 and 10. All right, we're gonna come Back to a standing position. And now we're gonna do 10 reverse lunges. So it's actually gonna be 5 per leg. So reverse lunge is stepping back, keep your chin up, keep your shoulders up and back, both knees bend. You need a side view here. Step back, and then you're gonna step back to neutral. Now, if lunges are not good for you, you can go back to a squat, or you can even do a squat hold while we do the lunges. If you need something, if your balance isn't good, hold on to a wall or a chair back. All right, so let's do these, 5 per side. Step back, keep the chin up. I always like to drop my chin. We just completed 2. And there's 3. 4. And 5. All right, we got 2 more rounds through that. So let's just go right into it. 2 squatting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember to keep your chin up. 8, 9, and 10. Push-ups. Whatever version you're most comfortable with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Flip over onto the back for crunches. Again, beginners, you can keep your heels on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Heels come back to the floor, pushing the hips up. Don't push yourself backward. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, don't forget to breathe. 8, 9, push through the heel. And 10. Come back to standing. Reverse lunges. So step back, both knees bend, keep your chin up. There's 1 and 1. Going to 5 per side. 2 and 2. 3 and 3. 4, 4. 1 more each. 5 and 5. All right. If you need to shake it out for a second, that's okay. We got 1 more round through the warm-up, which is serving as our beginner workout. All right, squats, 10. 1, 2, remember to push your hips back. 3, only go as low as is comfortable for you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Push-ups. Remember, full range of motion. If you're doing this from your knees or full push-ups, your nose should go almost all the way to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Flipping back around for crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10. Heels on the floor. Push through the heel, push the hips straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go too fast on this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, last one. Reverse lunges, and then the beginners are done. 1, 2, 3, watch behind you. 3, 4, and 5. All right, so for our advanced intermediate, that's a warm-up. It's a good warm-up. It's gonna pretty much take us through all of our joint range of motion that we're gonna be using in our main workout. For those of you who are beginners, that took us what? Less than 10 minutes probably? So you could do this workout 3 times a week, and it's really gonna build your strength over time. And it's not gonna take up too much of your time, so it is doable. So if you're a total beginner, your workout's done. All right, my advanced intermediate, you're gonna stay with me, and I'm gonna explain the workout in just a second here. Make sure you have your different sets of weights. Ideally, you're gonna have one set of heavy, one set of in the middle, and one set of light. All right, so we are now going to complete the workout. This is gonna be the beginner, or not the beginner, this is gonna be the advanced intermediate portion of the workout. So you should have at least 3 different sets of weights that are in different amounts. So you'll see me grab different weights. And here's how we're gonna do this. I love playing with heavier weights, lighter weights in repetitions. So we are going to start our first circuit with 12 repetitions per exercise. Now, this is the set where you're going to want to use slightly lighter weights. The next set, we're gonna go down to 10 reps per exercise, and then the final set, we're gonna go down to 8 reps. So the final set will be our heaviest one. That's where you're gonna use your heavier weights. Always being careful that you choose weights that are within your ability level. So don't choose something that's too heavy. If you have to set something down in the middle of a set, that's okay. Be safe. All right, so we are going to start with squat pumps. And you're gonna take, I'm going to use a slightly lighter weight. I'm gonna start with the 20. So this one, the first round is 12 reps per exercise. We're gonna start with something called a squat pump. You're gonna hold your weight like a goblet. You're gonna go down, you're gonna come up about halfway, back down, and then all the way up. This is not, you don't wanna use momentum. Your squat pump should be very controlled. This is time under tension for your muscle. So that's where we're gonna start. So let's go ahead and do our 12 reps of squat pumps. So drop down, good squat form, pump, come all the way up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more. All right, there's 12. We are gonna go from there to overhead press. And I'm gonna do this double arm. I am gonna start with, let's see if I can do the 15s for 12. I know I can, I know my ability. So just remember to stick with your ability. 12 reps of overhead press. You're gonna press up overhead. As you're doing this, tuck your tailbone under. You're in a more athletic stance. Only using those shoulder muscles though. Ready? 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, gonna go from there to deadlifts. And for deadlifts, I find that I tend to be able to lift a little bit more weight. So I'm gonna start with a slightly heavier weight. Now for deadlifts, it's similar to a squat, less bend to the knee. So I'll give you a side view here. Weights are gonna travel down my thigh to just below the knee. My back stays straight. You don't wanna have your weights out here. You gotta keep them close or you're gonna hurt your back. All right, so we're gonna do 12 of these. Weight is always towards the back of the foot. So push the hips back slightly, slight bend to the knee, stop below the knee, squeeze the rear end to come up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, even here, you should be able to lift your chin. 9, 10, 11, one more, and 12. I'm gonna set these down out of the way. Always remember to set your weights down with good form too. Usually people don't get hurt during the exercise. They get hurt setting their weights down or picking them up. So it's okay to take a little bit of a breather here. We're lifting heavy weights, so even though this is the light set, high reps, it's okay to take a little bit of a break. All right, we're gonna go with rows next. So it'll be 12. You're gonna get into, just like you just did your deadlift, this is gonna be our start position, and all we're gonna do is row the weights up to our abdomen. So let's see here. I am going to start with my 20s. Once again, because I know my ability. So let's go ahead. You're gonna drop, you still have to push your hips back so you protect your low back. Elbows start straight. You're gonna bring them up, almost like you're pretending you're gonna pinch your elbows together in the back. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 6, as you pull up, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Easy, good form setting down. Let's take another second here. We are going to move into curtsy lunges next. So, if you did the warm up, we were doing a reverse lunge. Now we're gonna hold weights at our sides, and you're going to lunge across. So you're gonna lunge back and slightly across. And we'll do all one side before we switch. So it'll look like that. If lunges are not your friend, you could do step-ups, or you could just go back to squats. So that is totally up to you. Stay within the bounds of what's healthy for your body. All right, we'll go with 15s for these. All right, so find a comfortable position. We're at neutral, stepping back and across, same side. 2, keep your chin up. 3, 4, 5. I want you to be able to get low in your lunge if you can, but try not to bang your knee on the ground. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we're switching sides. One side usually feels a little bit more wonky than the other. 2, this is that side for me. 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely have more of a balance challenge on this side. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, we got one more in this circuit that we're gonna do 12 reps. This is an unweighted, it's gonna get the heart rate up. It's a squat jump. Now, if plyometrics, jumping is not good for you, don't do the jumping. You could just take this as a rest break, or you can just do squats. So squat jump, same squat form that you're used to, only you're gonna launch and you gotta catch yourself on soft knees. So hips still have to go back. Jump, catch yourself on soft knees. So let's go ahead and do 12 of those, and then we get a good break. All right, ready? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Woo! All right, need to take a good break here. A little bit of recovery. We're gonna go back through that circuit again, only we're dropping to 10 repetitions. So we're gonna bump up, if you're able, you're gonna bump up on the weight. So for the first round where we were doing 12, I used a 20-pound dumbbell for my squat pumps. This time, because we're only doing 10 reps, I'm gonna bump up to 25 pounds. So again, this is a great way to get rep work and also a little bit of the heavier weights. All right, once you feel recovered enough, gonna grab your weight, hold like a goblet, kind of helps you keep your chin up, or at least it does for me. It's a good reminder. All right, dropping down. Remember, nice, about halfway up. There's a full squat pump. 2, 3, 4, not too fast on those. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Right, set your weight down. Take about 20 seconds. We're going to overhead press next. So we're switching to an upper body, which is good. It forces the body to work harder. All right. Overhead presses, anything over your head, is where you really want to be careful with the weight you choose. You need to know that you can safely press it up and bring it back down without hitting yourself in the head. All right, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Remember to sit down with good form. We're going with deadlifts next. which means I am gonna go to my 30s. That's one step up for me. Remember to use what you're comfortable with. So remember, weight travels down your thigh, keep it close to your body. Weight stays towards the back of the foot, back stays straight, don't round the shoulders. Weight goes down below the knees, stop, look up, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set down with good form. Take a quick break. Rows are next up. Down to 10 reps. So remember, if you're able to go a little heavier, safely go a little heavier. So same positioning as your deadlift. Elbows start straight, bend up and back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Careful coming up out of that. Set down, always with good form. We are doing our curtsy lunges next. Don't be afraid to take a break though. All right, curtsy lunges. We're gonna go with 20s for that. For me, make sure you're doing within your ability level for you. All right, and you're stepping across, back and across. 10 per side. Don't switch though. 2, 3, 4, both knees bend. This might have been 5 or 6. It's easy to lose count when you're breathing hard. There's 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna switch sides. Back and across, both knees bend, chin up. 4, no, that's not 4, that was 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, those are tough. So if you need a little bit more of a rest, that's okay. We've got squat jumps next. So remember, if this is a lot for you, you can always take an extended rest break instead of doing the squat jumps. So we got 10 of these. Take a deep breath, psych yourself up. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. We are down to 1 round to go. Take a good break. Grab your water. So for this final round, we are down to 8 repetitions. So this should, if you have different weights, this should theoretically be the heavy round. So your repetitions, heavier weights. But give yourself enough time, even if you have to pause the video, give yourself enough time to recover. All right, we've got one more round to go. We are on 8 reps per exercise, and this should be your heavy round if you have the heavier weights. Again, always being safe. I have to say that, be safe. So we are starting with our squat pump again. And I am gonna go for a little bump up, 5 pounds up for me. So 8 reps, drop down, nice and easy, up halfway, then all the way. That's 1, 2, 3, don't concentrate so hard that you hold your breath. 4, keep the weight towards the back of your foot. Push your hips back, keep your chin up. 5, 6, 7, 1 more, and 8. All right, I'm gonna set this down for just a second. I'm gonna take a second, little bit of a breather. Then we're gonna do overhead press. Again, being careful. So because I'm gonna go a little heavier with my overhead press this time, when I wanna challenge myself with an overhead press that's a little more than what I'm sure I can handle, I do 1 arm at a time. That way I can use the other hand to deflect if I need to. So I'm gonna go with a 25. I'm gonna start in my weak hand. So I'm starting on my weak side. I definitely don't want to unbalance myself by doing more reps on my right than on my left. It might look opposite to you, left, right, left. All right, so 8 per side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And that last one was pretty tough, as it should be. All right, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, I'm gonna set that down. The bonus to doing one-sided overhead presses or one-sided chest presses is that it also forces your core to work a little bit harder to stabilize your body. So a little bit of extra work in there for this final round. All right, deadlifts are next. So I am actually going to go a little bit heavier. And the only way for me to do that is to shift my bar up here. Do a couple weights here. There we go. So you can see a little bit of bar work here. If you have a bar, you could use one. Again, within the bounds of safety. So we're deadlifts. The bar is going to slide down my thighs, right below the knee. Same thing as with the dumbbells. I'm gonna pull up from there, keeping my shoulders back so you don't round. Weight always stays close. And pushing through the heel. Always. I never count the picking up of the bar as a rep because it's usually not the prettiest. And you want to make sure that you're picking up with good form. All right, so 8 of these. Travel down the leg, back stays straight, weights in the back of the foot. Come up, squeeze. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. Be very, if you're using heavy weights, be very careful about your set down. There we go. Nice and easy. All right, Bent over row is next. I'm gonna find my towel because I'm sweating. All right, so for this, I'm gonna go a little heavier again, about 5 pounds heavier per arm. Same positioning as your deadlift, at the bottom of the deadlift. Arms start straight, row up, there's 1, 2, squeeze your back muscles, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Remember to set down with good form here. We're using the heavier stuff. Next up is curtsy lunges. Give yourself a second though if you need it. We got 2 more things. Curtsy lunges and squat jumps. So let's see. All right. For curtsy lunges, I'm gonna go up 1 set. Remember, it's a back and across. Keep the chin up. There's 1. Whoop, lost my balance there. 2, I'm not switching sides. 3, it is pretty normal to start to struggle with balance as your body gets tired. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Shake it out a little bit, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Another little breather. Squat jumps is the final thing. We'll do a couple stretches, and then you're done for the day. Probably shouldn't drink so much water before squat jumps. They slosh around in my belly. All right, 8 squat jumps. Make sure you're using good form, soft landing, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, that is the workout for the day. So if you made it through all that, nice job. I hope you feel good, it's an accomplishment. We're gonna catch our breath here, grab water. We'll go through a couple of stretches and then you'll be done for the day. So first stretch I'm gonna have you do, we did a lot of quad work today. So all those squats, the lunges. I like to use a wall for support because I want it to be about the stretch more than the balance. So you're gonna grab your foot. If you can't reach your foot, if you're real tight in the front, loop a towel and stretch that way. Or you can grab your pant leg too if you're wearing pants. Or the back of your shoe. Whatever works. You want to hold your stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. So this is usually the time where I take deep breaths. Usually about 3 deep breaths is somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 seconds. So breathe in real deep and out. And since we've already been holding this for probably 30, we'll switch sides. So breathe in and out, and in again, and out. One more time, and out. Next one I'm going to have you do is you're going to get wide, and if you're able to, if your body allows, you're gonna kind of push your hips back. You're gonna bring your hands down to the floor. If you can't bring your hands down to the floor, just rest them somewhere on your knees or on your shins, and you can kind of keep your back nice and straight, and you're gonna lengthen through the neck. So don't allow your neck to drop. You're gonna lengthen through the neck here. You get a little stretch through the inner thigh. Like I said, if you're able to reach all the way down though to the floor, do that. So you're gonna get a stretch through the back of the legs, through the inner thigh, also through the low back. Take a couple deep breaths. One more. And then kind of work your feet back in if that's a tough position to get out of. My feet were slipping to the side. And then you're gonna clasp your hands behind your back, roll the shoulders backwards and down, and then lifting up if you're able to. So this is kind of giving you a stretch through the chest and the front of the shoulders. Really good if you sit a lot and you kind of slump over a lot at your computer. This is a great front body opener stretch. All right, so thank you so much for joining me for this workout today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have questions, concerns, or if you want to learn more about working out or intermittent fasting or healthy eating, you can reach me, Kelly Baily, at www.kellybaily.fit, or my email address, which is kellybaily1980@gmail.com. Have a great day.